Okay, it says we're live, but I think it'll take a minute here. Oh, we can see your computer, Charlie. You want to
Ann
share
just
already?
Ann just came in.
Okay,
Cool.
you're on the screen share for a minute, Charlie. Do you want to exit
Yeah, I
out
will.
that
I
for a
will.
sec?
Okay.
I think you're still up on the screen share, aren't you?
Meeting is now streaming live on custom live streaming service. Yeah. Oh, let me check and see if we're on YouTube.
I think you're, okay, there we go. Now it's switched over, I see. Awesome, awesome. Let's wait a couple minutes, let Ann get in here and
Okay.
Philadelphia, home to the first zoo, first hospital, first library, and the First Amendment. So we asked.
Yep, we're on.
hey, Ann.
Hello, Ann.
Can you see me?
Nope, not yet.
Nope.
You may not be able to because it's just a wonder I even got here. I
Yeah.
have trouble with Zoom. I don't know. I've kind of given up. But you can hear me?
Now
I can
in the
hear you.
Ann, are you on a computer or on your
Yeah.
phone?
Yes.
Computer? Then check the bottom left-hand corner of your screen and see if you see something that says stop video and it has a red
Yeah,
line through it.
I see it.
Unclick the red line, click on that.
Okay. So what do I want?
Well, you don't want to stop the video. So if you've got
Okay.
a red line in there, click on it and it'll disappear.
Well, there's no red line, but there's some things that it says select a camera.
Okay.
Should I just use iPhone desk view camera?
Try either of them because that's what the one on, oh, something happened.
Yeah, something happened. But
Yeah, it went dark.
Black.
you're dark now, yeah.
Do you have another?
Well, as long as you can hear me, maybe that's as good as it's going to get. It just, I don't know. I've unclicked the red line.
Huh.
So
Do you have another
I don't
camera
know.
on there?
part of the thing is they say that I need to update, and every time I try to update, it says it failed. And this has been going on for months because I join Zoom calls with the guy that I get my investment in advice, and so I just listen, and it doesn't matter if they can see me or anything.
Oh, okay. Well,
And so I just go with it that way.
all right. Well, it's time.
I never did get the link to see your documentary.
I sent it, Dan. I'll have to send it later.
I saw where
I'll
you
have
said
to
you were
send it
going
later
to.
tonight because I've got to run out here.
Thanks, Roseanne. Thanks, Roseanne. Yeah, we know we're live. We're just kind of chatting away. We haven't seen each other.
I read the email that said I'm going to send another link, but then I never got that.
Huh. Okay. Well, you never tried to go on and use it?
There was no link. You never
Okay.
sent me
I'll
it.
send it to you again tonight, Ann.
Okay.
Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to the Pyramid Science Foundation. We're so happy to be back with you all. I know we've been missing in action for actually a couple of months. I think February was our last live stream. If you don't know, this is Charlie Ziese. My name's Lisa Richards, and Anne Francis is our new board member. I was hoping you'd be able to see her today, but she's hiding in the shadows. So she likes to be mysterious that way. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, we're just gonna kind of tell everybody a little bit about what we've been up to for the past couple months. You know, we actually have not been on vacation, which is what we would wish. We really need one desperately. But we've been busy little bees and we've been scurrying around doing a lot of things. So Charlie, why don't you tell them a little bit about what you've been up to? Because you've been doing some awesome things.
Yeah, if for those, I'm sure most of you who are seeing this know that I published a book about a year ago. And since that time, I've been busy doing interviews with various, influencers, being on tours and so forth. But I've also been doing more research. And at the end of last year, I was asked to appear on the Lazarus Initiative with Sasha Stone and Dan Winter and David Sarita. And for that exercise, or before we did that, I happened to meet a gentleman named George Leoniak, who called me. He's a sacred geometer. And the reason I'm bringing all this up, George was interested in some of my videos linking the platonic solids and the geometry of the Stargate Pyramids. And one thing led to another. This was the missing link that we needed. Long story short, we have now developed a model of the organizing principles of the universe. How is the universe created? How does consciousness do this? How does math and geometry? You get the idea. So this has never been done before. But that coupled with, so we presented that in December. I've been doing a lot more research, have found this geometry in a lot more places. So what I decided to do back in really late last year was to go ahead and do a documentary. And I'm not a professional documentary person, but it's not bad for a beginner. And but it's 5.5 hours long, and it's divided into segments. I've got all of my new research in, and I also have a segment that talks about this new model that we put together. But there is just a tremendous amount of information in that. So I literally just got it in draft form, sent it out to Lisa and Ann and Paul and Amanda, who makes the pyramids, over the weekend. And so they're having a chance to look at it. We're going to be marketing this. When I say marketing, and we'll first put it on our Pyramid Science Foundation website. But what I'd like to tell everyone is that we want to get the word out on this as much as we possibly can. So we're going to be putting together lists of people where we're going to be sending this. Hopefully we're going to be able to get people who we've been on with before, Lisa and I and others, to not only link this documentary to, onto their own website and get interest there, but we hope to get a lot of interviews to come about as a result of this as well. But that's what I've been doing. In a couple of weeks, I think we will be I'll start interspersing segments of that on our Wednesday live stream so that we can discuss various topics and then take questions and answers on it. But it is, the culmination, really, it's the book, I hate to say, is already out of date because I've got so much more stuff that's done. But this is really the easiest way. I've got links to all of the various topics, whether it's sacred geometry topics, or if you want to look at it in architecture or in free energy or whatever you're interested in, you'll be able to skip to those sections and look at that as well. So that's kind of what I've been up to. And as I say, our next step is to take this, put it up on the website, and then begin to market this and try to get this information out to as many people as we possibly can. So that's what I've been doing. And there's certainly going to be a lot to discuss over the coming weeks and months as we do that. But that's kind of what I've been up to. And I know Lisa has just told me we've got a great show for next week as well that she wants to tell you about.
No, go ahead.
Well, okay,
Hold on 1 second though, Charlie. Hey, Anne, whatever you were doing a few minutes ago, it's like you were holding your camera. We could see it. So it is working. It's just facing the wrong way. Maybe she can't hear us.
Yeah, it did look like that.
Okay, go ahead, Charlie.
Well, anyway, as part of,
We're holding. Oh,
it's one of the many, many things that I researched over the last year since the book came out. I found out that there's a couple in Ecuador, Shri and Kira, who have just finished building a Russian geometry pyramid in the jungles in Ecuador. They were at the Conscious Life Expo recently, and anyway, we contacted them in January, and Lisa just heard from them. They're going to be our guests next week for our live stream. So we're really looking forward to meeting with them. They'll talk to us about the construction of their pyramid in Ecuador. They've got plans to try to build these Russian geometry pyramids in various locations around the world as well. So I think that's going to be, a fascinating interview, and I look forward to it greatly. So anyway, with that, I unfortunately am going to have to take off because I do have another commitment, unfortunately, for today. But Lisa's got a lot of information today. She's got some videos and a lot of new experiments that she's working on. So I know that you're going to learn a lot from Lisa about what she's been up to as well. So I guess at this point, I'll just say goodbye for this session, but I look forward to seeing everybody next week.
see you, Charlie. Have a good day.
All right, thanks.
Anne, I saw you are visible again for a little bit. You're being very elusive today. You'll get it one of these times, I'm sure. It looked like it was upside down and that it was pointed to the ceiling, your camera. So everybody, I have a lot of things to talk about today. I've been working on going more eco-friendly, becoming more eco-friendly with my products. Working with resin, I've been doing it for several years. And even though the products are not toxic, when you get them, me as the worker, I do have to put up with the toxicity of it. So there's highly toxic fumes, sanding, the sanding dust is getting all over the place, which is, technically it's a plastic. So I don't want that. I'm trying to grow all organic and being self-sustainable and creating the new earth, and harboring that in. And so I'm trying to be more eco-friendly. So my newest products are the capstones, the Galactic Capstone and the Apex Amplifier, which they're not super new. We've had those for a while, but they are now made with cement. So much less toxic, more eco-friendly. I still do utilize some paint for it to do the marbling effect. So they're going to look the same. They are a bit heavier, but they're actually way more powerful. I can actually put more of the bionized sand in them, more shungite, more magnetite. Whereas before in the resin, it was so thin, it would all fall to the peak and then the peak would break off inside the mold. So white powdered gold, I'm also utilizing pyramid water to enhance it even more. So when I add the water to the cement, I'm adding pyramid water to it. And then I just purchased some basalt. Basalt is really big in electroculture. It brings forth the magnetic properties of the earth. And so that's what one of the additions to my products as well. So the Galactic Capstones and the Apex Amplifier plates will no longer be made with resin. They're all going to be made with cement. And the energy enhancement mixture that I was just telling you about, magnetite, shungite, pyramid water, basalt, and bionized sand. One of the other products, I have some new products that I want to launch, and I'm going to gear them more towards eco-friendly as well. They may not be pretty at first, you know, but they will be super powerful. And that's actually how I started my business. I was looking more for power than I was for looks, and they definitely evolved over the years. But I would love to see, and I wish I should have, I wish I should have kept some of those, but some of my first pyramids that I ever made, they weren't very pretty. You know, they didn't have the extra addition of the clear casting on the outside. So some of them had divots and they weren't smooth. And yeah, it's crazy. I look back now and I'm like, I don't know why anybody would have bought those, but it's because they felt the power of them. You know, when I would go to these expos, and that's really where I got known, you know, I would have all my pyramids set up. This is one of my organ pyramids, but I'd have them all set up on a table, and I would tell people to close their eyes and just scan above the pyramids really slowly. And then when they get above the pyramid that they need at that time for healing, the bottom of their hand will tingle, or they might feel a warmth or like a little electric zap. But it was always amazing to see that, because people would be so amazed. You know, we never were able to feel energy before that, they'd say. And, you know, they'd grab their husband and bring him over so excitedly, come here, you have to try this, you know. And it was always when I would explain to them what that pyramid would focus on, they would always say, that's exactly what I need at this time. So it just amazed them, you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm focusing on making my whole line eco-friendly. So I am going to have right now, actually, I'm going to announce it right now, but then send out an email to all my subscribers afterwards, after the show. But I'm going to have a closeout, like not a closeout, I should say, a last chance sale for any of my resin pyramids. What happens, they're all going to be 44% off, which they're already marked down on my store right now. So go and check it out. I also have the spring fever sale going on, and today's the final day for that. So there's quite a few sales going on, and this is on pyramidsurge.com. It's not on Stargate Pyramids. It's on my shop, pyramidsurge.com. Final day for today, final day for the spring fever sale, which I've had it going on for a couple weeks. Caduceus coils are 60% off. Ionized sand, 60% off. You know, other things are going to be pendulums are 30% off, I think, and I have some new pendulums on there. So I have some really nice products. Actually, let's go to the site real quick. I'm going to screen share and show you guys a little bit about what's going on in my site. Just give me a minute here. Okay. Can everybody see this? And can you see the shop page?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Okay, everybody. So this is my shop page. And if you go up at the top, it says, you know, the spring fever sale. Like I said, today's the last day, but these are all the sales I have going on. Caduceus coils, 60% off. And so I want to touch on that real quick too, because that's one of the products that I'm going to actually switch over to a more eco-friendly type product. I'm going to start making them with bamboo and the cement mixture, the energized cement mixture that I was telling you about earlier, with the bionized sand and the shungite magnetite and everything. So I'm excited about that. I'm also looking into different versions of the bionized sand, different powers. Okay, so some will be stronger than the other. So I'm excited about that. I will also be selling bionized crystals, a different array, you know, for people that want to make their own or just don't have time to charge crystals all the time. Apex amplifier, those are the platforms that sit about a foot below the pyramids. Let me show you real quick. That's an Apex amplifier plate. You can use them for charging things. Those are 50% off, and the pendulums 30% off, and energy jewelry is 30% off. And everybody, you need to start protecting yourself. Not only eating right, but protecting yourself from the energies that are around you, you know, and the energy jewelry is really going to do that for you. You can't take your pyramid with you everywhere. So you need something to protect you when you're away from home. drinking pyramid water that's been sitting in the pyramid charging for a while, that's going to help as well. And then I also had the last chance sale. This is 44% off the resin pyramids. Because I'm making room for the new eco-friendly line. But these are all amplifiers now. So the old capstones, so there's some of my new pyramid or pendulums. Caduceus coils. Now these are the new, right here and here, these are the new cement products, the galactic capstone and the apex amplifiers. Those are all going to be made from cement. More pendulums. Now, these used to be capstones, but the only capstone version we're going to have now is going to be this, the galactic capstone right here. It actually is it's bigger, so it looks nicer and it sits a little bit lower on the peak and it's more stable. So it's going to be easier for you to take on and off, and you're going to be able to keep that zip tie up at the top of your Stargate pyramid to give it a little bit more stability as well. All my capstones now, the old capstones, I should say, are now amplifiers. So they will be a little bit smaller. I think they're about an inch smaller than they were before. They're no longer going to have holes in the base because they don't go at the end of the pipes. They only can be put on the apex amplifier platforms, as you see here. Or you can put it underneath your meditation chair, or you can hold on to it while you're meditating. But these are all the ones that are 44% off. And I'll eventually be getting rid of them pretty soon. They are gorgeous, they're beautiful, but I want to focus more on the eco-friendly versions. So I do have the copper top capstone listed right now, which will be coming off here shortly. But I will have other versions of the beeswax pyramids coming as well. Beeswax is very powerful. And it's going to be utilized in one of the products, the new products that I'm making. It's actually an electroculture pyramid. That's mainly why I ordered the basalt. Basalt attracts the magnetic energies of the earth, and it helps the plants grow around it. You can just sprinkle basalt on the ground, and it's actually going to help the plants grow, just the basalt alone. But when you energize it inside of a pyramid and add the cement and the beeswax and magnets is what I'm going to be adding as well. There's some cool electroculture products coming, and I'll probably have a pre-order available for those products because I know once I announce them, orders are going to be coming in like crazy because people are really becoming more aware of the electroculture, growing plants with electricity. And it's not only helping the plants, it's helping the earth, and it's helping the animals, and it's helping the humans that are around it as well. But mainly, there's a couple different versions of electroculture. You can make an antenna out of copper or galvanized steel is usually what they're made out of, and put them up in the air. The higher up you go, the more etheric energy, the electrical energy that you're going to pick up in the earth. A lot of people have that as the focus, and then they have the wire coming down from the antenna into the ground and connecting to other wires that are laying horizontal and buried in the ground. So we'll go over that in another episode. We could talk about electroculture all day, and we'll probably have Matt Roski on again from Cultivate Elevate. He has a plethora of information about electroculture. If you go to Cultivate Elevate on Telegram, there's so many of his followers that have been sharing things like this. He's just teaching people even just wrapping a stick in copper wire and putting it beside the plant. That's going to help it immensely. But I want to utilize the pyramid energy as well. And so it's going to even enhance it even more. It's just crazy. All the things that are coming about now, you know, the past few years, it's really been a disaster out there. And a lot of people didn't look forward to being around for very long, first of all, or even the earth being here for very long. But it's just proving otherwise. You know, it's just like we all had to hit rock bottom in order to see what was going on. And I think that's where we're at. We're kind of digging ourselves out of that. And all these new technologies and are going to help build the new earth. They're going to help build the new humans. You know, it's amazing. And you can feel the energy building up every day, you know. Let me see here, what else? Okay, so let me just go down my site real quick again. So I do have some different amplifiers, the shock grit amplifiers. So any of these resin pyramids, those are going to be the ones that are will no longer be made. Now, one thing that I'm really big into is the pyramid research for the Pyramid Science Foundation. And I haven't had time in the past couple months to really delve into it much because I've been so busy. But now that spring is here, let me exit out of this real quick. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, but can you see my video? Okay, now can you see that, the video up there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is going to be about, this video is about almost 17 minutes long. So I want to play this for everybody. This is my latest research that I've been working on. The frogs in our area have laid a bunch of eggs. And so I'm doing an experiment with Pollywog's, raising frogs from egg to Pollywog to frog, one with pyramid energy, one without. So I just want to go over this and show you guys just what I've been doing for the past, actually it's been 9 days. Today's the 9th day that I've been doing this experiment. So I've been doing updates every day since. You can find these videos, the shorter versions of these. I think it's a 6-part series on Stargate Pyramids on TikTok. And all that information's on there. You can comment on the videos and you know, give me any pointers, but it's pretty cool. I'm a tomboy at heart, so I love playing in the puddles and grabbing frogs and little critters like that and seeing what's going on. But let me play it now real quick. Okay, it's a beautiful day in Pennsylvania. And this little mud puddle will eventually be a pond. It's a little mini pond built for a duck a long time ago. Now that I don't have ducks, it fills up with frog eggs. Look how many frog eggs. I don't know if you can see it very good. There are so many frog eggs. They look like some, huh, right? You like the frog egg? Practice the frogs, huh? Frog eggs. So I have a 5-gallon bucket here. I'm going to scoop out some of the dirt, the sludge, and the leaves from the bottom of the pond. And I'm going to take 1 clump of the frog egg because I know that that clump is laid by the same frog. Flip that clump up and put it in 2 separate containers. And we're going to do some experiments with pyramid energy and frogs, see how they develop. Okay, this is my setup. I have one of those little 3-foot Stargate pyramids out here. I have a table set up in the shade by my chicken coop, and both of these containers are going to house the frog eggs until they hatch. And even after they hatch, we're going to let them grow for a while. Here is my bucket of sludgy water with leaves in it. And I'm going to put those in the containers right now. So I got the 2 buckets of sludge, some of the mud from the bottom of that puddle, some leaves. But there's also, look at this freaking little, whatever the heck that thing was. That was in the 1 bucket. And then check this out over here. I don't know. Where did it go? See it? We got a salamander. So I want to make sure I take whatever is going to possibly eat the eggs out. So I'm gonna take this little sucker out and put it back in the pond, and I guess I'll grab that thing and put it back too. Ooh, there it goes. And I didn't have my video recording. I missed all the action. Put into the mud bucket. No, sludgy pond thing here. Yeah, can everybody hear? Is the sound okay? Because somebody commented and said they can't hardly hear the video. Can you hear it okay, Anne?
Yeah, I can, but my picture's not moving
Oh.
for some reason.
Oh, I just paused it right now just to say that. Is it okay? I got our eggs. Is that okay now?
No, it just isn't moving. I don't know why, but my whole thing isn't very good, and it could be because of that it's not moving. But I can hear what's going on.
Yeah, I was hoping somebody in the chat would. It's playing on the chat, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, my whole thing is just bad.
We'll test it out next time beforehand. I'm gonna split them up in between the two containers. Okay, I got the Pollywog eggs, the frog eggs, which will be Pollywog soon. Split into the two different containers. Now, frog eggs are so cool. They're like this little gelatinous blob. Each one of these little dots is going to turn into a pollywog and then a frog. So it's cool. I grew up in the country. I was always a tomboy, always catching frogs and salamanders and stuff, as you can tell. And I just love watching them develop. It's so cool. So it doesn't really matter how many we have in each one. I try to split them up evenly, but mainly we're going to watch the growth. You know, how does it enhance the growth of it? We're planning on doing. So let's go set the rest of it up. Okay, now one of the main things you're going to have to do when you're doing pyramid experiments is actually align the pyramid, one side of the pyramid to the north. The pyramid will work without being aligned. Okay, people are still having troubles hearing it. I don't know why. It's really super loud on my side, but I just checked on YouTube and people can hardly hear it at all. So something's going on, but it doesn't surprise me. Every time we set up a Zoom, there's something going on. I think our little secret CIA agents are messing with us or something. Who knows? Let me exit out of this real quick. Okay. So if any of you guys have TikTok, you can find all those videos in a series on TikTok. Now there's like feedback coming back. Okay, hold on a second. Can you hear the feedback?
I don't hear it, but
Okay. There's always something. Okay. Okay, I just muted you for a minute, Anne. That's what I was hearing was something at your place, I guess. But so if you guys have TikTok, go to the TikTok Stargate Pyramids and check it out. The videos are really cool. There's a 6-part series in there that shows the advancement of the Pollywog's just in, I think it was 3 days, the stinking things were hatched already. They went from a black dot to already hatched out of the egg, and they went from a little sliver to now they look like little miniature Pollywog's, and eventually they'll grow legs, their tail will fall off, they'll get bigger and bigger. So it'll be exciting to see the outcome of that experiment. Excuse me. There's actually another cool experiment. I have lots of animals here. So in the 70s, there was a guy in Arizona, I think, and he did an experiment with rabbits. And he used the Giza pyramid. He built a rabbit hutch in the shape of the Giza pyramid. And his rabbits that grew inside that hutch were 40% bigger, 40% bigger. That's crazy. So I'd like to replicate that experiment as well. Also, I'm getting really into the self-sustainability, raising worms for composting, like red worms. I'm raising mealworms for my chickens, you know, just to kind of create a full closed loop system, I should say, so I don't have to rely on anybody. But it'd be interesting to do some more experiments with the worms, with the mealworms and the red worms both, because they're both totally different, really. And with the rabbits, of course, and then also with the chickens, I have chickens. And I thought it would be cool. I actually have some eggs in my incubator right now as we speak, but it would be cool to get another incubator and do some, you know, compare how they hatch in the pyramid to how they hatch in the control group. You know, is there a better success rate? Are they healthier? So it'd be really cool to see that stuff. And then I'm getting more into gardening. Our greenhouse blew away a couple of months ago, so we need to set it back up again here this week. But growing plants with pyramid energy. Now, one thing with the Stargate pyramid, since it is made of the PVC, you can't put these in the sun. I know some people do have them outside, but even if it's in the shade and it gets super hot, the poles could bend in a little bit because they're going to heat up and they'll warp a little bit. So I want to create, and that's one of the next products I'm going to create as well, and it'll be a wooden pyramid, and it'll be used mainly for the garden purposes, but also as an electroculture antenna. So it's going to give the height needed for the electroculture antenna to be on top. And it will also be sturdy enough to be used as a trellis for all the plants to grow up. You know, if you have vining beans or peas or cucumbers, they all like to grow up a trellis. And so those types of experiments would be pretty cool. Another idea I have is a rain barrel. So getting a rain barrel, putting a pyramid over top of it and charging that water, and then just watering your pyramid charged water plants, and then have a control group, you know, and compare the two. So it's going to be really cool doing these experiments. I'm super excited, but that's why we created the Pyramid Science Foundation, because we need your help. So if you want to help with these experiments, you know, please do so. Share your results. But if you have funding to help us along the way, that would be awesome too. And then we can buy more equipment to do more experiments as well. Also, we did purchase the BioWell device, which is a GDV camera, kind of like Kirlian photography on crack, I would say, but it can do so many amazing things. And we need more training in that to advance it enough where we'll be able to utilize it for our own research. So Right now, we just have basic training in it, but the next level is like $1,200. And in order to afford that, we need to get more funding through the Pyramid Science Foundation. So if any of you can, go to our link tree. All of our links are in the video below, and the donation link is there too. And it would be great to get some donations and get this research going again. Now somebody, I think Stacy commented, let me look real quick, and I apologize for the low video, but I'm telling you, they're messing with us because it was super loud here, and I turned it up as high as I could, and it was super loud, blowing my eardrums out. So I don't know what's up with that, but let me read here real quick. So Stacy, you will be happy to know, I see in the comments that you made your own stuff according to buy a nice sand, and you made your own pyramid, which is awesome. We give those instructions all the time, but I'm going to actually, since I won't be making the resin pyramids anymore, I have tutorials on how to make them. Our distributor in the UK, Paul, he will continue to make them over in the UK, but if anybody in the US wants to make them, I will sell the products to make it. Well, not the products, I should say, but the video instructions on how to make those as well. For like a donation or something, we'll see. But they're very in-depth, step by step, how to make them. I also do have the silicone mold for the holes. So if that's something that you're interested in too, I'll probably sell those as well. And people can just make their own. But you'll definitely want to try out. Let me see. Stacy said, Lisa, the Bionize sand really helps your plants. Yes. So also, how different is the Bionize sand? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but perhaps a better question would be when you make your Bionize sand and place them into something for healing. I don't know what fabric or if you can heat it. So I would definitely not put it in the microwave. Yeah. If you're going to heat it, I would heat it in the oven because I do dry the Bionize sand in the oven. Preferably out in the sun, but if I'm crunched for time, I will put the Bionize sand in the oven. Fabrics, so like the Bion bags that I make, they just have the Bionize sand and lavender inside of them, but they are with a conductive material. So you want to do a natural material like cotton or silk or linen. Linen is the most conductive fabric there is. So try any of those and you'll find amazing results. Yeah, I don't know about heating it up. Like you mentioned here, if someone needs a heat pack, will it change the energy of the sand? So I definitely would not put it in the microwave. So I don't see any way to really heat it up. Unless you made a bag that you could unzip. Do you know what I mean? And you can empty the sand out, warm it up, and then, put it in the oven maybe, and then put it in there in the bag. I mean, that's an idea. Let me see here. Yeah, so really that's all that I have to cover today, guys. I really wanted to show you guys that video because I was super excited. I've been working on it for a few days, but that's just how it goes. You can't get upset with anything anymore. I swear, when technology knows that you want something, that it's important, it messes with you intentionally, I really feel that it does. But there's no sense in reacting to the stuff that's going on anymore. I mean, it's kind of like a movie in many ways, try not to react to it and just skip the reaction and go right to trying to fix it. It's the best thing that we can do. So we have a lot of cool things coming up. We really promised to step it up now with the Pyramid Science Foundation, Stargate Pyramids. Charlie's going to be working on the website because we've had several, that's another thing, with the technology, with the website, we've had several different people working on that website and Charlie's paid them thousands of dollars and it's more messed up now than it was before. Everybody leaves it with problems for the other person to figure out, and that person leaves it with more problems. So now it's up to us to figure it out. So things must be happening this way for a reason, I'm sure, and we'll overcome them. But I just wanted to give you a heads up on where we're at with that. We're going to be more active on social media. So preferably TikTok and Telegram. And I know some people think TikTok is all evil, but and that the evil Chinese people own it. But pretty much, I think China probably owns the entire United States at this point. What is it? 90% of all the stuff in your home is probably from China. Right now, TikTok is actually the fastest that I get information. And that's what a lot of people are seeing. It's the fastest for news to spread and one of the most truthful sources that you can communicate with people all over the world and get the news fast that way. Telegram is another amazing app. So on Telegram, we have Pyramid Science Foundation, and then we also have the Pyramid Power Chat. So look for both of those and join if you can. All of our links are in the link tree. Facebook, we do post on there sometimes, and we will be posting on Rumble as well as YouTube. Rumble is a little more free with the things that we can say. We have a lot of followers on YouTube. So if you can go over to our Rumble channel and like it, just in case, you never know what you're going to say that might make the powers that be mad and they cancel you at the last minute, but we have over, I think it's almost 11,000 people on YouTube right now, which is awesome. And we should have way more than that, but I think just the censorship over the past couple of years has really taken a toll on everybody. But if you can, just to be safe, go to Telegram and follow us, and Rumble. Those seem to be the safest things right now. Probably the last ones that would get canceled. And I'd like to introduce before we call it a day, but Anne Francis is with us today, and you can't see her right now because the technology devil has gotten her as well. And you're muted, so you'll have to unmute yourself. But Anne is our new board member. So there's 4 of us right now. We have Charlie Ziese, myself, Anne Francis, and then our Paul Barlow, who is our UK distributor for Stargate Pyramids as well. So as a team, I think we're going to make an amazing team and really put forth an effort now and working together and getting stuff rolling. So did you want to say a few things, Anne?
Well, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to get connected any better than I am, but I'm glad to help do whatever needs to be done in order to keep this going. So.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it can be a lot of work, it can get overwhelming sometimes, but all you can do is what you can, just do what you can. And so many people like yourself, have already helped the foundation immensely to get where it is today, so it's what humanity is going to have to rely on is each other, that's why Charlie and I both share the instructions on how to build our products. There are some people that can afford to pay for them that don't have time to make them themselves, but there are some people that want to do it themselves because they don't have the money or, so why should they have to suffer and not be able to heal themselves, or get the power of rebalancing their body? Because that's mainly what we're doing, right? We're coming back into our power. We are all super powerful. And I say that all the time. It should show you just how powerful we really are by how extensive the poisoning is, how they're poisoning our air, they're poisoning our food, they're poisoning our water. I mean, just everything. Electromagnetic frequencies, they can be good, they can be bad, but the 5G towers, they're pretty bad. The smart meters on your house, they're pretty bad. So all these things are really getting us down, and we need to regain our power. There's a lot of cool companies out there now that you can buy high quality nutrition from. We can't get it from our foods anymore. Our soils are devoid of nutrients. So even if you eat all organic, you're not eating or getting the nutrients that your body needs to function properly, because the human body needs, I think it's 90 essential nutrients to function properly, right? So we need to supplement, grow your own food. It's a lot of work. farming is a lot of work. You know, they take up a lot of time. Just watering my plants every day that I have right now started for our garden. I take probably 10 gallons of water. And we had a bad windstorm here a couple weeks ago, and a tree fell on our power line, and it split 2 of our poles in half, and we had to actually fix that ourselves because it was on this side of the meter, and we live far back in the woods. So it took us a few days to get that fixed, but just not having water for that few days, it was crazy. I mean, it really showed us how much water that we actually use. We didn't do laundry. We didn't do, without doing laundry or dishes, anything like that, it was still like 20 gallons a day, I think it was, of water that we were using. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, everybody, thank you for being with us. I could blab on forever about just random stuff. So pretty sure you probably don't want to hear that. Stacy, thank you so much for being with us. I'll get back to you and answer a lot of your questions. 333, we have Carol, thank you for being with us. And thank you, Anne, for being with us as well. Hopefully you can join us next week too. But one more thing real quick. Sorry, guys. I'll be doing the Love Blast meditations again. We already have one scheduled. So we're going to be doing them on Wednesdays at 12:12. Love Blast meditation is just a very quick 10-15 minute meditation to get you over the hump, and you can do it anytime you want. It's going to be easy to do, and but give you that blast of love you need to keep going. So thanks everybody for being with us. Have a good one.